Hello, welcome. We are back in our series. So, thank you to everyone who is joining us this evening. We are live on um, 8 platforms, I believe, right now.
That's awesome.
And I know a lot of platforms because I did some sharing. So, we're
Oh,
going
good.
to be out there all over. But welcome to the Whole Pet Academy show. And Chrissy Newmeyer Smith and myself, Dara Forleo, are your hostesses tonight. And we'd like to thank you for joining us. Welcome to the show. If this is your first time, please give StreamYard or Restream, whoever brand we're on tonight, please give them permission so we can see your names in the chats. And I am going to add this over here so you can see the chats. Let me add our Restream link. And Chrissy, take it away.
Well, hi. Hopefully, I keep my connection long enough to actually get a chance to ask some of my questions. But hello, Latifa. It's wonderful to see you again.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
Okay, messages. So, what are you teaching at the Teton show?
Oh, you
Uh,
want to reintroduce Latifa?
yes.
Because it's been a while since she's been on, I think.
So I'm Latifa Meena. I'm the animal communicator, professional animal communicator that I've been teaching for, oh God, the academy for now, what, 7 years, Dora?
You were my first online instructor.
Dora? Yeah, so it's been quite a while. I teach the animal communication course, but I also teach the canine massage, introduction to canine massage, aromatherapy, being self-aware of your energy and communicating with the animal on your table. So those are the items I'll be talking about and teaching at the groom show at the expo. So it's a variety of topics that help all the groomers just have a better skill set to be able to talk and deal with the animals with energy, verbal stuff, and also their own energy so that they can learn how to manage their own energy, which is going to help the animal that they're working with.
Which that is so huge because we really do get into stressful moments and get into high as energy rises and we're trying to keep those atmospheres and the room the energy levels down and not chaotic. It is really hard to keep your stress level to a minimum.
There's
So
some there's some tips and tricks and things that you'll learn that groomers will learn about when they're working with their animal. Uh, Small things, just tiny little things that can make a huge difference. And you're right, because the environment, it's different from a mobile groomer that gets to work in their own mobile environment that's quiet and they make it what they want, versus in a shop environment where there's other groomers and it's chaotic and loud and things are happening all the time. So you go from one extreme to the other, and everything that groomers will learn will help them to just have a better self-awareness of what they're doing, what they're projecting, and they may feel calm on the outside and smiling, but on the inside they may be so jumbled. The animal feels that. So it's important for groomers and anybody that works with animals to realize what vibe they get off and how much they're giving out to the animal and what that animal perceives, and how intuitive they can be.
that is it is true. So and that's a great point that you're saying. It's not necessarily the talk to the animal as it's about being aware of yourself. And even in that chaotic environment, there are things you can do internally to bring that level down.
Yeah, there are, and they all sort of connect together. Like they all have a connection with one another, and you can piece them apart, but they all have a play with. The more that you learn, and the more that you know how to make all the pieces fit, the better the session's going to be for you and the animal that you're working with. Oh, no doubt, absolutely.
Yeah, I know. I lived a chaotic world with Chrissy. Oh, I don't think she heard that. We're not as chaotic as we used to be. but
Amen.
but yeah, so well, we've had you on a few times. We've had you
Yeah.
talking about and being on for some of the holistic practices and everything that we get on. How did you get your start doing this?
So I did not grow up psychic. A lot of psychic people grow up as a young person. They know something's going on. Mine found me in my 40s. I became intuitive and became aware that this world existed in my 40s. I rode quarter horses and had a horse that had a problem with. And somebody in my barn suggested I talk to an animal communicator. And of course, I thought they were, full of beep beep, and I was like, but I found somebody and she knew things that were impossible for her to know. And it just really changed my entire world. And it took about 4 years until it started happening for me. Um, I've, I'm in my 17th or 18th year. And I think for me, what the benefit is of bringing someone like me with experience with all sorts of animals and clients around the world is I didn't have anybody to guide me and teach me. I didn't have anybody to say, here's the pitfalls, here's what you watch out for, here's what metaphysical is, here's the things you need to know. It's been learning as I go. And so everything that I've learned is something I've created and put back into the academy so that other individuals who want to do this work, they have a guide now. They actually have a guide that's like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. These are the things you need to know. This is how it works. Here's how you stay focused. Here's how you stay cleansed. Here's how you deal with problems when they show up. So my umpteen years of doing this has been, I think for me, one of the greatest gifts so that I can share the experience with others and so they don't have to go through all the pit fires and the fire holes that I went through.
Mhm.
I've I'm still even after all this time, I'm still so surprised that I do this work. It's like, did I really just hear that? And did that really just happen? And I still get overwhelmed sometimes that this is really happening. I think it's fabulous that more and more people are gravitating to this. And no matter what the career is, what you're working with animals, this is such a vital tool to use.
Yeah, it is. You blow me away every time I see you and every time we're together. um, so one thing, we do a lot with obviously, you're part of the academy and doing with the school, and these courses that you're teaching, not just the animal and communication, the ones, I mean, we've had a lot of graduates that have gone through the program with you, and you have the two programs now. But what should groomers know about animal communication?
Um, Number one, anybody who is willing to be open and available to it can do it. It used to be called a gift, and I don't say that lightly. I think that you have to have a calling to do this work. You can be anything that you want to be. I don't want to be a doctor. I don't want to be a dentist. I don't want to be an attorney. I could do all those things, but that's not my calling. And most people who work with animal communication find they have a calling to work with the animals. Anyone can do this work. Anybody. It's just the availability to be open-minded, to learn a different way to communicate. And this is one of the best tools groomers could ever use in reaching the animals they want to work with. I mean, I'm not a groomer by any means, and I have done grooming years ago in chop shops, and just it was terrible. And I'm glad I had the experience because I know that's not the career I want. But I love working with the animals. But I found that having the ability to talk with them, whatever stressful situation they're in, and explain what's happening helps the animal to be calmer, helps the animal to be aware of what's happening and what to expect. And we talk about this in some of the courses. It's like after a dog comes for so many times for grooming, they pretty much know what to expect. They've got the routine down. But if the groomers change, if the environment changes, if the way or the process changes, being able to explain what that animal should expect is huge, and it will alleviate a lot of the fears. And it doesn't fix everything, but it can alleviate the fears and make it more doable and a better experience for both. Groomers should know that this is a tool that is available to them, and it is a tool that is very much, um, it takes practice, just like being a groomer does. It's another part, another tool in the tool shed that you have to practice, and it can change your life to learn metaphysicals and learn how to connect with the animal. It's open to everybody, but the groomers that have gone through my courses and the groomers that come through the academy that do this work, not a single one of them have told me, oh, it was a waste of my time. They all have better experiences. They all have better relationships with their clients. They have better relationships, period, in their life in general with their own animals and everybody. So it's a life-changing thing to learn how to do animal communication, no doubt.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's great. So we have been, Chrissy, do you have anything to add in there?
I keep putting things in the chat because my in our private chat are questions for Latifa, because I just keep getting bounced out. So I'm only capturing half of the conversation, which
okay. That's all right. All right.
I have taken a couple of Latifa's classes, and I really feel that any groomer who is thinking about it, go for it. You know, I mean, it's harmless to try to communicate with the animals on your table.
Yeah, it's and it works different for everybody. I mean, this isn't something that you learn this and it works this way. For every individual, they receive information differently, and that's okay. I think this is one of the best environments to learn in, because as you go and learn animal communication, what is it? How does it work? How does it work for you? You build your baseline, so you get a baseline of how the information is received, and then how does it come in for you. When it's different for every single person. And I think the beauty about the academy, which I found is fabulous, is that when I teach these courses, I can tailor them to meet the specific need of that student that I'm working with. So when they have a hard time with one thing and not another, that's okay. We can focus on what they're having the issue with. And it's not just a cookie cutter thing of do the work, read the book. This is all, how does this work for you? And we can change it, we can manipulate it, and we can mold it to fit the person so that they get the best experience and they learn how to do the communication. Mm-hmm. It's not just, like I said, the cookie cutter class. It's geared to, and it's changeable so that every person and every one that wants to do this can do it in the way they need to do it and the way they need to learn it. And for me, that's just the huge benefit of being in the academy. I just, everywhere else that I've looked at, it's just, here's the work, do the videos, and it's just so cookie cutter. And this is just so personal.
We like to be personal.
Yeah.
In all of our classes, we like that personal touch. But I'm going to ask because, I know a little bit about it, but not a lot. For somebody who has never heard of energy work, and we talked a little bit about that, how would you describe that? And because that's part of the courses, and how would you describe that?
So energy work is a variety of different modalities, and they're all different, like Reiki, T-touch, quantum touch, and the list goes on. Everything has energy, whether it's a rock or a person or an animal or the tree or your car. Everything has energy that surrounds it. And energy work allows us, the practitioners, to be able to understand how energy is being transferred between you and the animal, and what is it that you're transferring. The energy work can help you to change your energy patterns. We all have what we call an aura, and that can be 2 feet, 6 feet, 8 feet out from the body. Every living thing has what we call an aura. The aura energy is what's happening with your physical body, your mental, your emotional, and your spiritual piece. And it allows us to, I'm sure you've gone in a grocery store or the restaurant, or you've sat somewhere or walked next to somebody, and you're like, ooh, for whatever reason you don't know, but you're like, oh God, I just didn't like that. Or you walk into some place and you don't feel okay for some reason. Everything is energy. So energy work allows us to clean it up, to make sure that we are grounded, centered, and connected to universe. And energy work can help us to, I call out, take the garbage, clean the garbage out of my energy patterns and make it flow better. Your chakra system in the human and in the animals is the natural flow of energy that goes through the physical body. And understanding how energy flows through the body is huge, because if something's blocked, or the energy will stop, it won't flow, and you need that flow. Think of your air going through a carburetor in a car or an air filter. If the air gets blocked, it doesn't do anything anymore and it gets stagnant. And that can be the same way with your energy. Animals are very perceptive to that. They understand you might be talking really super nice to them and so angry inside, and they're like, they're getting mixed signals and they don't know. I feel the energy and I see your colors, but you're talking really sweet, and they just don't know what to trust. So energy work, a lot of people know about Reiki. There are different modalities. Everybody gets to pick and choose what works for them, but it is the practice of calming and cleansing your energy field and your energy pattern so that you are the best you can be. And you can also learn how to do that with the animals so they can be the best they can be. You want that energy flowing, and you want the garbage to be gone, basically.
And if I remember right, every culture throughout history has some sort of energy work, whether it be prayer or shamanism, but it's across cultures, isn't it?
Back from the Mayans, yes, way back in before AD, yes, before BC and AD both. The Mayans had a big deal about energy work. It has been something that crystals and stones are used to cleanse and to change energy patterns. Essential oils can change that, and we'll talk about that in a minute, what they do. It's been every culture, just about every culture in the world and on the planet from way back when, understands energy and energy patterns. And the more you get into metaphysical, the more you understand how energy affects you. Because when you've got bad juju, it doesn't go well. So we want to be the best we can be, and we want that to be for the animals.
And that would be like, when those animals don't want to come into your shop.
Yeah.
Is that it could be a number of things. A nervous owner on the other end of the leash, that the animals are picking up on their tension and whatever's going on in their world, and we try to maybe go for the animal to get and coax them, when really we should be calming and soothing the owner before making the steps to the animal.
Well, I think they go hand in hand. And some of the students who own their own grooming shops that have been through some of the courses here with the Academy, they've made simple changes in the shop. For example, just diffusing lavender at the front door, putting some stones in place. They've noticed as soon as their clients walk in, their clients' attitudes change. So they become calmer, they become nicer, they're not as angry, they're not as loud, they're not as demanding. So the environment in which both the owner and the pet step into makes a huge difference. I mean, when you walk into a very quiet place that's calming versus a place that everybody's yelling and screaming and chaotic and everything's going on, your energy, you just feel different. You're not relaxed, you're uptight. So it starts with both. And I think if you can put the owner at ease and help them to feel comfortable when they walk into the shop, that immediately is going to transfer to the dog. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But it continues after that to make sure that the human gets the feel of, wow, okay, this place is calm. I feel good in here. The energy's great. There's not a billion dogs running around like a doggy daycare. Everything is clean and neat, and the animal will feel that, and then it transfers from when the owner leaves to now the dog goes back with whomever the groomer or the washer bather is, whoever that is, and that process starts. And information should start immediately. Hello, baby doll. Okay, first thing we're going to do is this. And again, it's for those animals that have done this over and over and over and over, they kind of get the groove of it. But the first, second, third times can be changed and have such a better experience. But both the human and the animal need to be addressed. And there's a multitude of ways to do that, to change the energy when they come in the shop. No doubt.
Well, and I think for a lot of, I'll see if I can say a sentence without getting bumped off the internet. But I think that for a lot of people who aren't familiar with energy at all, it's easiest for them to start thinking about, when someone is really negative. Being around
Yes.
someone who's really frustrated, I think, is something we're all more likely to notice. And
Yes.
that sometimes that's like the gateway into, like, wait, do I believe in energy?
Yeah.
Like I instantly felt dread with those people.
Yeah. Yeah. And, we all have intuition. We all have that gut feeling down in the core of your tummy that, like, I know something, but I'm not sure how I know it. I don't know why I know this, but I know this to my core. And you'll walk by somebody in the grocery store and you'll be like, oh God, that person was just, ugh. Or yes, you'll feel the negativity from somebody that is just bitching and complaining and blah, 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 versus the person that's like, hi, and how are you today? And the upbeat person that's more positive. The good energy can be transferred just as much as the bad. So when you're gossiping bad about things, it can spread like wildfire, but so can the positiveness. I think people miss that point, that the more positive energy, and again, some of the students that have come through the classes have made changes in their own shops, and even their own employees have changed. They're not as grumpy. They're not as negative. They're more positive. They're smiling more. They're happier. And I'm not sure even the employees realized the change has been made or some things were done differently, but it's just the feeling that they feel better in their environment. And there is a slew of things that affect energy. Music, lighting, sounds, your life experience or things you're going through. It could be that somebody just cut you off in traffic. There are so many things that affect your energy that can change on a dime. And it takes practice to stay in that positive place. And when icky things happen, to acknowledge it, release it. And that's the stuff we talk about, how to do that, so it doesn't get buried in here. And you go around just so ugly and negative all the time. And your animals feel, even at the house, your animals feel that. So everybody, I think when you put it, Chrissy, like that you've met somebody that's just so negative, or all they do is talk bad about everything and everyone, and versus the positive person that's, upbeat and happy and smiling. There's a big difference, and a lot of people don't recognize it until they take the time to think about it. Like you said, and go, yeah, well, now that you put it like that, I see what you mean. So
we
you're
even
right.
have a word for it. We call it draining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drain energy.
Yeah,
No doubt about it.
feel really drained being around people who are really emotionally difficult.
Yes. You're tired. You're like, I'm sure everybody's heard that sentence. A little of that person goes a really long way. And that's because you get around them and they take your energy. They drain you. You're like, God, I'm so tired. And energy transfers. They can take the energy from you. They can wear you out just by their negativity. No doubt about it. And the animals don't really care to be around those type of people. They're just not, they're so intuitive and they're so connected. If you had a negative and a positive person, 9 times out of 10 or 10 times out of 10, that animal would go sit with the positive person. They're just so in tune to it.
Unless it's a cat, and then it just wants to make whoever doesn't like cats miserable. And that's a very positive cat.
Yeah. Sometimes that just likes to be a bully. Cats are different. They have their own, their own thing. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So, yeah, we've had you on for a few times, but one thing we've never asked, and I know I'll get into, you're going to be vending at the Teton Expo with Animals Can Talk, which is your business, and I'll put that in here in the chat.
Yep. So I'll be speaking on the 4 classes. So communicating with the animal on your table. So some animal communication, being self-aware of your energy. So talking about how to recognize your energy, how to make sure that you are what I call maybe registering or know where your energy is at, and along with the animals, and how to change that. What are the positive things that we do to change our energy? We'll be doing introduction to canine massage, which is hugely beneficial. Believe it or not, the canine massage can do so many beneficial things, and it's a learning the energy part is great because you're transferring energy every time you touch a dog, whether you're grooming them, touching them, holding them, massaging them. And canine massage has gigantic benefits, but you can't do massage when you're wicked angry because you're going to transfer angry energy. So like I said, they all go hand in hand. The essential oils and aromatherapy play a huge part. We'll also talk about which oils are safe. Not all oils are safe for animals. So we'll be talking about those in the courses. And then I'm going to have a booth set up where people can do their own, they can come get a reading. So they can bring the animal that they have with them. They can have a reading and ask questions of the animal if there's things they want to know. If the animals can't be present, they can just bring me a current face view picture on their phone is fine. Take it the day before or a couple days prior. If the animals have crossed over or deceased, they can talk to those animals as well. I do humans as well, but I'm mostly sticking to the animals. If something comes along for a human that they need to know, I'll definitely let them know. But I absolutely, I'll be writing a lot of feedback. So it'll be good for those people who the first time working with animal communication, why does Buddy always do this? And why doesn't he do that? And how can I help him change this or do that? So getting more insight to the animals that they have and they work with. So that those are all the services that I'll be providing while I'm there at the expo.
I was kind of going to ask if you could walk us through what a session looks like for people who have never done one or may be interested.
Sure. So whether it's a little different when I'm using a picture versus the animal in person. I normally sit on the ground. So I do a couple dog shows and I do some psychic events throughout the year. And I will sit on the ground. And the reason I do that is twofold. I ground better sitting on the ground. What grounding and centering means, I connect to the center of the earth and my energy is in place and I'm much more present. Being aware of your energy keeps you present right here and right now. And that's important when you're working with an animal because they want you to stay present. That's one of the things we talk about when you're got your dog on the table. If the animal is present with me, I will just welcome them. I'll say hi. If they want to come say hello to me, great. And if they don't, that's fine. They can sit on mom or dad's lap. They can sit by them. A lot of animals sometimes don't know how to take it, that I can understand them. They get a little freaked out in the beginning. I love it if they want to crawl on my lap and give me kisses. I explain to them that mom, dad wants to have a conversation. We won't talk about anything they don't want to talk about. It's a safe environment. There's no judgments. Nobody's going to be judging anything. We just want them to have a voice so that we can make the journey the best it can be. Most of the time after that initial introduction, the animals seem to relax pretty well. And then I will ask the human, what would you like to ask or know? So I ask my clients to sort of have a list of questions, something they write down a list of questions you want to ask. Sometimes people just come in and they go, well, what's Buddy thinking? And I'm like, well, he's hungry. He just wants a treat right now. So we don't get very far because that's really where the animal's right at. He's like, what do you want to know? It's like if I walked up to you in the street and I said, hi, so tell me all about you. You're like, who are you? So We do the introduction. We tell them why they're there. We ask them if it's okay if we can chat. We get permission. And then we make sure to relay whatever the information is from mom and dad, or the person that's with them. What is it they want to know? What is it they want to ask? And we ask the animals, is there something you want to relay? Is there something you need changed in your environment? Is there a message that you want to give? So sometimes animals are pretty private and they're very quiet when they chat. And other times I've had animals like, oh, before we even get started, we are going to change some things in my house. And away we go. And a list of things for mom and dad to do different. So animals have such different personalities, just like all the humans do. So if an animal tells me they're not going to talk to me, then we're done. I won't force the issue. Later on, if you change your mind and you want to chat, just let me know. And sometimes they'll come back later and chat, but most of the time, if they're really that private, they won't talk. It's extremely rare that happens. We'll spend the time and we'll go through the list of questions. I ask people to either record on their phone or make some notes so they can remember everything the animal has shared with them. And that's really it. It's just that simple. It's not a big drawn out thing. If animals have crossed over or deceased and they're in the light, I'll use the picture to connect to them. I'm a little different. I need a picture of the animal. I don't need a picture of the person. So if the person's already crossed over, I don't need that picture. If it's an animal, I have to have the picture to make sure I'm getting the right animal. It gives a lot of people a lot of comfort to be able to connect. Did I do the right thing? Did I let them pass in the right timing? Was it too soon, too late? I have a lot of clients who talk about death and dying. When an animal's old, elderly, what's their wishes? What is it they want to do? What is it, where are they at on the journey? So there's a variety of topics that we talk about. A lot of show dogs. I have a lot of animals that compete in competition. Some are just pets. Some do breeding. There's a variety of jobs they do.
Race horses.
Oh, I do everything. I've got cougars, tigers. I've got horses, show horses, race horses. I have competing dogs. I have agility dogs. I have cats. I have lizards. I've got fish. I've got birds, snakes, spiders. I've got everything. I don't think there's anything I haven't talked to. I don't think so. And I have clients all over the U.S. and all over the world, actually. So I think it's one of the greatest abilities that to be able to get an email from somebody and says, oh my God, we've been trying for 3 years to get this fixed. And now we understand it. And now it's doing really great. We understand what's happening. I think a lot of people miss the concept that animals go through mental and emotional things like we do. And that they have the mental and emotional piece. We sort of just kind of look at the physical, and sometimes we miss the rest of the package. So when an animal is being rehomed or we're changing their jobs, that can be frustrating to them. Does that make sense? So it's our job to try to help them with that. But that's normally how a session goes. I'm a really straight shooter. I don't fluff it. If an animal tells me something they want their humans to know, I tell them. I'm pretty straightforward, and it's not my job to fix what's happening between the animal and their humans. My job is only to be the translator to translate that information. That human and that animal get to do with whatever the information is that they want to do.
Mm-hmm. Do animals ever have something they don't want their owner to know? Like, what happens with that? If they're like, no, don't tell her it's my time yet. Or, it is, I'm going to die next Tuesday. Like,
what's really strange is that it's normally the other way around. Animals are so connected to the other side, and they're so connected to crossing over that they keep a connection humans just don't normally keep. In my experience, I found it to be different. I have found the animals want to tell their human, look, I'm leaving in 8 months. I'm leaving in November. I'm going to have cancer and I'm leaving. This is what I want done or not done. Enjoy the time and blah, blah, blah. They are very intuitive to some of that. That happens more often than an animal saying, don't tell my mom or don't tell my dad. Um, they don't exactly lie. If there's something they don't want said, they just don't mention it. They're pretty good about the things that they really talk about what's more important for them. And our agenda and their agenda can be totally separate. Their agenda is, how in the heck am I going to get more chicken? And our agenda is, I just want to fix everything wrong with you. And their whole agenda is, I just need more food. So the agendas can be so separate that sometimes it takes meeting in the middle and working out some type of a compromise to make that happen.
Just
It's
like a marriage or a relationship.
It is. Animal communication promotes the relationship. That's exactly what it does.
Have you ever thought of taking up marriage counseling?
No. No.
So,
Dog training's people training, I gotta say. And people ask me,
like I do that. Actually,
I'm like, I do.
I feel like I'm doing that. Yeah. Like I had a lady today. Her dog's name is River, and they're soulmates. And they took a little foster puppy in, and River's like, both the lady and her dog River are just, they're feeling the disconnect in their connection because they're having to deal with the puppy. And it's emotional for both of them. And so I had them both turn the kaleidoscope and said, look at it this way. Let's do 30 days. Let's get the kids and the hubby involved to work with the puppy so you guys can go back and have your relationship. So we came up with a plan, and now it'll be up to the kids and dad to see if it works. But it's absolutely about creating compromise and explaining to the human how the animal's thinking and explaining to the animal where the human's at, and trying to come up with some type of in the middle working around it. Now, sometimes that doesn't work.
yeah. We have a user or not a user, but a Facebook person, and I believe now I know who it is. Hi, Diane. She asked if you have ever spoken with a Cotamundi. And
I don't know the breed. My guess is probably yes, because I do 2 major dog shows a year. They're probably the
it's not a breed.
What is it?
Hold on, I'm going to share so everyone out there can see this. Hold on, I got to move my
okay.
Cotamundi. Yeah, sorry, Chrissy is popping in and out here, but here we go.
A Mexican raccoon.
There we go.
Yeah, that would be a no.
I was going to say, no, it's not a dog breed, but this is what
a Cotamundi. They're beautiful though. Look at them.
Yeah, so Diane actually has one.
That is so cool.
Yeah, I've gotten to meet him a couple times when we've gone to Dallas because she brings it. So, okay,
That's
so
cool.
Since you've never talked to one, can I throw you on the spot here and see if Diane can come?
Tell Diane, can you send Dara a current face view picture of your animal? I don't want one off the web. I want your animal, and just take a current face view picture, text to her or something, and I need to see, or you can text it straight to me.
I was going to send her a chat so she can come right in.
Oh, send her a chat. Great.
And then send her if she wants to.
And bring the animal. That'd be great. You bet. And a Mexican raccoon? No, I've never talked. I have talked to many raccoons, but not a Mexican. I don't know if there's a difference.
We're about to find out.
Yeah, Diane,
we could actually meet her kiddo.
Yeah, that's so cool. Oh no, bad hair. That's okay. It's all right. It's a bad hair day. It's all right. It's good. I think Diane, while we're doing that, go ahead.
Yeah, Derek? Tell her check on Facebook. I'm going to send it to her over Facebook.
Okay. The other thing too is essential oils play a big part in all of this. Learning essential oils, not only for you but animals, is gigantic. And I'm really working hard to have an essential oil vendor at the show at the expo. I'm trying to get either doTERRA or Young Living or somebody like that to be present. They make a huge difference in humans' lives, and they can make a gigantic difference in animals' lives. Now, for dogs and cats, there's a general rule of what is toxic and not toxic. For Coattamundi, I don't know. That would be a vet question, or especially wildlife stuff is going to be a different question. Domestic animals are so much different because the way they're built and the way that their glands work versus those that have to survive out in the wild. So, but essential oils is another part of changing your energy, helping communication, and helping everybody to feel much better. And so I'm hoping I'm working to try to get an essential oils vendor at the expo, so people can try some samples and see if it makes a difference and all those. So just to see the benefits of it, it's huge. Perfect.
Wow. Okay.
I can't wait to meet him. And his name, whenever we get him, we want to make sure we get his name when she comes in. Hi, Amber. Hi. Hello.
Okay, 9-6. Okay, so she doesn't want to come on, but I'm sending her my number also. But we'd love to have you on so we can see that little cutie's face too, because that would be really cool.
That'd be perfect. Yes. I miss you. I miss y'all too.
Yes, Amber.
Yeah. I think, I think some people, when they hear animal communication, they get a little afraid that it's over their head, that it's something they can't learn. And that fear piece automatically puts the block. The biggest thing I will tell people is relax. Just allow yourself to learn how to do it. And it does take practice, and it does take availability in your self-awareness to just be open. Our brains are geared to protect us. Nobody wants to be wrong. Nobody wants to be made fun of. Nobody wants to be ridiculed. Nobody wants to be the oddball out. And our brain automatically goes to protection mode when that stuff starts to happen. So animal communication is not one of the normal things that is, it's getting better and better, and it's becoming more widely used and accepted. That it's a tool that a lot more breeders, I have horse trainers, everything that are using it because they're finding the benefits of it, and they're finding the benefits that the communication is just a game changer in about everything they do. So I don't want people to be in fear mode that this is only for a special few. The biggest hurdle anybody faces doing animal communication is, am I really doing it, and is this really real? That's it. And once you practice and you go through the course and you get that experience, you look back at your notes and go, there's no way I would have known all this. There's no way. It takes the practice and the validation. And wildlife is harder. When I first started, I wanted to talk to the everything out there, and the wildlife is just harder to validate because you don't have a human saying, yes, that's right, or no, that's wrong. When I moved into the house I had some squirrels that were getting underneath my truck. And I would go out to the front door and yell at the squirrels. And I was, oh God, he's cute. You need to stay off my truck. And the squirrels were like, are you talking to me? I'm like, yeah, I'm talking to you. And so I said, stay off my truck. You're not allowed. And they thought I was crazy. And they went back, and we had about a 10-time conversation. And pretty soon the squirrels stayed off my truck. But it was so new to them that they didn't know what to do with it. Like, somebody's really talking to me. So it's just different. Wildlife can be harder. No doubt about it. God, he's so cute. So what's his name?
Is that a good picture? Kiwi.
Hi, Kiwi. Oh my God, he's so cute.
I can pull up one. Chrissy actually took one also.
No.
Okay.
Is this the most recent? Diane?
I think she might have to tap in the chat.
Gotcha. Diane, when was this picture taken? The one you sent? Hi, Kiwi. God, he's cute.
He is cute.
He is a doll. Pretty recent. Okay. So,
I'm going to just say, do you have any particular question, right, that you would want to ask him? Her?
So, Kiwi wants to know his diet changed recently. Is that true? And if so, he wants to know why his diet changed. And then if there's other questions you'd like to ask or that you want to know.
A Mexican raccoon. It's a lot bigger than our raccoons, huh?
Man, he's just beautiful. He's so different. He's smart. Boy, he's wicked smart. Big fiber. So you added more fiber to the diet?
Fibber.
Oh, he's a big fibber. He's telling me that his diet changed, like in the last 30 days. No? He said something has changed about his food and his diet. Did you change a brand of food or a flavor or something? Did you cut down the cookies? Because he's complaining about the diet. Hold on, guys. That's hilarious. I have feeds cookies. That's hilarious. Pears.
Oh.
Likes pears.
It's
hard when they're not to be able to talk. So that's tough.
Well, he wants you to explain why the food changes. Pears and apples. Were the pears and apples new to him? Hold on, Kiwi. Just a minute, Kiwi. And he's asking what's the benefit of those. He wants to know why the pears and apples. Is it just a nice change or is there a reason he's getting them? That's what he's asking. He likes to spoil them. Okay. Okay. Well, I don't blame him. I'd spoil him too. He just thought maybe something was wrong with his regular food, and that's why he was getting the pears and the apples. He wasn't sure why his diet changed. Okay, I got it. Good boy. He wants to know what you want to ask, or if you have a question for him. And by the way, how old is he? Or do you know? He's so cute. We'll see what she says.
Yeah.
He's been pretty good about replying.
I know. It is tough doing it this way. I'm going to stop my share screen here.
Okay. Good deal.
But
yeah, Ryan, just let me know if you have a question or something for him.
Yeah. Maybe one of I think, did you say
going on 6? Okay.
Oh, 6.
Okay.
Girl. Okay.
She's a girl.
I thought it was a boy.
Sorry. She's a girl critter, and she's going on 6. Okay. Well, she's very happy, but she wants information about the change. So when you make any kind of changes, make sure you explain who, what, where, why, when, how. Good. Okay. She's cute. Well, now I've talked to one. Woo! I can add that to my rapport. That's fabulous.
All right, gonna throw you on the spot here because you haven't met, and I don't even know which dog is which. Of Chrissy, so.
And I don't know if they're over here because they want to be talkative or not, but this one is Brock, and this guy is Poe.
I can't see Poe.
Poe.
Yeah. Poe's the one that always comes and says hi.
Poe likes to say hi, but I think he just enjoys being part of something.
Yes. And Brock is the new one, B-R-O-C-K?
B-R-O-C-K. No, B-R-O-K.
No, Kiwi did not have an accent. Hi, Brock.
Yeah. Neither of them are new. I've had them for a while.
Yeah.
I've had Brock longer, but Poe's the older one.
Is there a question you want to ask, Chrissy? I've never talked to them.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering if they're feeling chatty or not.
They're like, sure. What do you want to know, Mom?
Yeah, sure. How about ask if they're getting a little bit tired for fly ball, or if they want to do more rally?
They said both, please.
Both, please.
And Bo asked a question. He wants to know if he's famous since he's on camera all the time.
He is. Yeah. Yeah. Lots of people ask about Poe. I'm just their driver.
Okay. Poe was like, I think I'm famous. Am I famous? Because I'm always on camera.
Yeah. He's very photogenic.
Yeah, he likes it. They don't want to do just one or the other. They said both, please.
Both. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I've been running them on the vets division so that they don't have to run as hard and as fast, but they still play fly ball.
Good call, Mom.
Oh, good.
Yeah. They said good call.
All right. Yeah. They just came over while we were talking. I'm like, well, I don't know. Maybe they want to tell me something.
So did they used to get beef jerky?
No, they used to get raw food, though. Oh, we froze again.
I see this long, dark burgundy colored liver thing that they don't get anymore, and they want that back. It's probably a treat of some kind.
Oh, I think she froze up again.
Oh, okay. Well, when she gets
back. We're not having good luck tonight with our technicals.
Yeah, poor Chrissy. It's a pain. It's just when your internet's not okay and everything's not okay.
Oh yeah, she said it's been in and out all day long.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Throw it in.
I just keep freezing today. Yeah.
It's a long, dark colored liver thing. They used to get it like a year and a half or 2 years ago. They haven't had it in a while. They're asking about it. It's like a treat thing.
I think I know what that is.
Oh, yeah. They want some of that back, please, they said.
Yeah.
Other than that, they're content. They really. Do you know what it is?
I think it was the dried chicken stuff, you know.
Was it longer and because it looks like jerky to me is what it looks like. It looks like beef jerky.
Oh, she froze up again.
Okay. Poor Chrissy. Oh my Lord. Good deal. Should be back in a minute. Good deal. I'm not sure I've ever seen Brock. I've seen Poe on camera on some of our stuff, but I've never seen. That's the first time I've seen Brock. But that's funny. He asked if he was famous. That's hilarious. They know more than we give them credit for. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, he likes being front and center there.
Yeah. So they'd like that back, please.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. You're welcome.
Well, they say thank you, and I say thank you.
Of course.
I know it's hard. I threw you under the bus for those two, so.
But that's cool. I like the Mexican raccoon. That's pretty cool. Kiwi's pretty cool. He's very smart. Man, she's very, very smart. She is 20 steps ahead of them and does not like changing her routine. Most animals don't, but she's very particular about that. Very cool. Good.
Yeah. Good deal. Well, so you're going to be doing sessions at the show.
Yep.
And
I'll be doing meetings at the show. I'll have a sign-up sheet at the booth. So the times that I'm not speaking or teaching a class, I'll be at the booth. And I'll have a sign-up sheet where people can just come and sign up. They can schedule it according to their the seminars or courses they're taking or the things that they're doing. And if they end up not wanting to do it there, no problem. They can take a card. They can call me. We can do it over the phone anytime. So it doesn't have to be in person. So it's up to them. It's just another tool in the toolbox to help them understand their animals and how to promote that relationship and have a better relationship. Perfect.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's fun. Yes.
It's fun.
Yes.
Sometimes it's nice when they come to an agreement and change things. It can be hard when an animal is sick or ill. Sometimes humans don't want to know that, and people, and like I said, Chrissy, sometimes they just if they don't want their humans to know, they pretty much don't tell me. It's normally the other way around. Everything they want to say, they want shared.
I was curious because I think animals have said goodbye to me, but didn't want me to say that to their owner.
Yeah, sometimes it can happen. The hardest is when, and it's interesting because the hardest is when an animal's like, this is not the human I belong with, and this is the human I don't want to be here. I don't fit here. But when we bring that up, the human's like, I already knew that. I've known that. I feel it. I know this. So it's not a surprise to the human at all. But most of the time, the animals don't want to hurt the human's feelings. But on the other hand, they can be giving them signals like, this is just not the place I need to be. I need a different place or a different environment, or a different stimulation. 9 times out of 10, it's something the human is not following through or doing or relaying correctly that can alleviate some of the behaviors. And sometimes it's not. Sometimes you get an animal that's like, this is the way it is. This is the way it's going to be. And if you don't like it, give me another owner. And sometimes they are very sassy wassy and they're just not going to change their attitude and they're not going to change their behavior. And that's the way it is. So, but most of the time, those types of animals seem to find the humans that really don't care. They're like, it's okay. They can do whatever they want. And so it all works out.
Good.
So,
That sounds like me. Do whatever they want.
Try, just kill your other kitty sister. It's okay.
Oh, not that.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
God, we haven't had that happen.
No. But they can get after each other. Your little two black ones can have some fun.
Oh, yeah. God. Those two creatures. Oh, they are something.
Oh my, yeah.
Kittens. Gotta love
Yeah. When you guys get up to the show, if you're coming out to the show in Idaho in May to the Grooming Expo, look me up. Just if say hi. Any questions you have, guys, I'll be roaming around. If I'm not at the booth, I'm roaming somewhere. By all means, you can reach me at the website before then. So if you have questions about anything, animalscantalk.com. You guys can send me an email at animalscantalk@hotmail, or you can just send me a text. My friends at animalscantalk.com no longer works. That is a whole different realm of story. So it's go to the website and theanimalscantalk.com. There you can get a hold of me. You can reach me through email and or phone. But if you have a business card or any of my old cards, that the friends at Animals Can Talk is no longer valid. It does not work. So if you're having problems reaching out, just Google me, use my phone. I'm on Google. Reach out, send me a text. And if I don't get back to you via email, send me a text. Sometimes it takes a day or two. Sometimes if I'm super busy or slammed. So don't hesitate. If I haven't answered, send me another. Get back to me. Hey, I sent you a text, didn't hear. So not mad at all about all that. That's good.
Very cool.
Good.
All right. Well, we are at the end of our hour.
Oh, good.
So
yes.
I think we've got Chrissy. What is that? You have some exciting news.
It'll stop as soon as I'm talking. But my course for the Teton show, the Groom Smart, adding modern behavior principles to your daily grooming, has been approved for 4 CEUs for dog trainers for the Certification Council of Professional Dog Trainers.
That's fabulous.
I'm also submitted to the IAABC, which is the International Association of Animal Behavior Consultants. So trying to encourage more dog trainers to come to a grooming conference, understand more about what groomers need, and, they can get some of their CEUs. And encouraging them that we also have things like the pet tech, first aid, and CPR that every animal business should have.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fabulous. Oh, she froze again. Oh my
she got it out though.
Yeah, she got it out. That's just
she got
fabulous.
it out before she froze. Oh my goodness, that is great.
Yes. And on the academy, there's 2 different animal communication diploma courses. We've got the short one and the long one. So if you're interested about taking any of the diploma courses in animal communication, just reach out. That information's out there. It's all online. So, oh my God, Chrissy, that's fabulous. That's just such good news.
Awesome.
That's just awesome.
Much needed on both sides.
Amen. Perfect.
Yes.
Trainers don't understand grooming and groomers don't understand training. You got to mix them.
Yeah, got to get them together. The more knowledge that everyone takes away from this, the better it is for everybody. And it's an educational piece of training people how to work holistically with their animals, no matter what your profession is, but understanding that those animals have feelings, emotions, they have their own stuff, they have their own agendas, they have their own souls and spirits. And it's, I have had so many clients that, oh, well, I just paid $25,000 for this dog and they need to show. And I'm like, that's not going to happen. They're not going to do it. It's just whatever's in their DNA, or they're not going to show, they're not going to be able to do agility. It's not what they want. And so I think educating the person is sometimes more important than educating the animal, that there is other pieces of an animal that they're just not do this, do that. We have to accommodate what works for them as well to get the best performance of everything. So
yeah,
education.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for having me tonight, guys. I appreciate it.
Well, I am glad you came out. Thank you.
Awesome. Yay.
Fun.
And next week we have another vendor, Tyler Moyer, and he is with Summit Sharpening. So he will be on the show with us next week.
Oh, awesome. Good. Perfect.
So we've got some more, and we've got a good lineup of vendors. I'm waiting to hear back from some more who want to jump in, but I know Loyalty Pet just confirmed that they will be with us as a vendor also. So that's a nice one. And we've got some really cool, neat vendors. So
yeah, and we're still working on the list. We're still hoping for some others additions.
Yes, we're working on the list. Yep. Hey, if you got anybody out there in Viewerland that you want us to reach out to, let us know so we can do that, or put in a word. So we're happy to take suggestions as well. All right. Well, we will see you next week. Have a great week. Happy grooming.
Yay. And thank you for letting me talk to Kiwi. She's a gorgeous thing.
She is. Yes, I know. I got some more text from her, but I knew we were coming down to the end, so we'll get them. Maybe next time. We'll plan it so that she can come on.
Have a good night, everybody. Take care.
And
thank you.